Hello folks, welcome to the canal channel Jose. Today we're going to show you how to order a fuel injectors and why they're sometimes different, and you cannot use the cylinder 1 to use cylinder 2, and we're going to show you that in this engine. For example, we got this Toyota Tercel, and we got 4 injectors here, and sometimes they ask you what cylinder you're buying that injector for, and you think that all the injectors are the same, but no, they're different. They're even from the color, they're connected different. So we're gonna show you why, and don't buy the injector that you think is gonna fit because it's for cylinder 2, and just because it's an injector, it's gonna fit on injector 1 to injector 2. So we're gonna show you what's the difference on that, and we're gonna explain a little bit on how the system works here on the injector. So on this car, the fuel comes in from the fuel pump on the tank, comes in through the filter, and it comes over and it goes into the fuel rail, and once it's on the fuel rail, pressure builds up, and there's so much pressure that can be here, and if there's more pressure being built, the regulator, which would be here, will be releasing fuel from here back into the tank. So there will be a certain amount of pressure waiting for the injectors right behind them for them to spray it into the cylinder. So here we got cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 injectors, 4 spark plugs. So these injectors work under so much pressure so they can inject that open. All they do is they open and the pressure is pushed into the cylinder, and then they close, and that's how they work, just by signal. And so we're gonna show you the differences between injector 1 and injector 2, so that way you don't start buying different injectors because you think it's gonna fit, but sometimes they don't fit because their connectors are different. And so let's get started. We'll take this apart and we'll show you the differences. So to start, always disconnect your battery, and I disconnect the harness of the fuel injectors first. So you disconnect all your connectors. You move your harness away from the rail, put it to the side, and now to get this rail out, we have 2 bolts are holding the rail into the head, so that's just creating a sandwich pressure to keep the injectors from leaking. As you can see, we can move it side to side, but there's just enough pressure for the seals to keep the pressure from spraying out. So we're gonna take that one and that one off. These 2 bolts, don't lose them. And now we have our fuel rail, which is loose, and we can pull them away from the injector. Some of the injectors are gonna come with it, so we're gonna take the injectors off first, slowly, one by one. All you gotta do is lift the fuel rail out, and then slide the injector away. When you do this, you want to make sure that this rubber piece on the bottom is here, and then you got this piece here and the O-ring right in there. And this is for cylinder 1 on this Toyota Tercel. Cylinder 4, we're gonna slide out cylinder 3. So we got cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. If you can notice, number 1 and 3 are the same color, 2 and 4 are the same color, and that's sometimes because the connectors, to keep you guided on the connectors, and also they made it so you can spend more money too. The cylinder 1 injector and cylinder 2 injector look the same except for the color, but also look at the tabs or the little grooves that they have, or the little extra plastic on the side. This one, the blue one, has it more towards the bottom, and this one has it more towards the top, so you wouldn't be able to slide the cylinder 1 into cylinder 2 injector because of that. We're gonna show you 1 and cylinder 3 are the same injector, you can see. Now cylinder 2 and cylinder 4 are the same. You can see where the plastic tabs are is the same. So now we're gonna show you the plastics on the connectors. Here we can see the difference between the connector for cylinder 1 and cylinder 2. You see the plastic groove is more higher and cylinder 2 is lower, so that's where the guides on the injector will slide. That's why the injectors wouldn't be compatible from 1 to 2 or 4, and from vice versa. So only 1 and 3 are compatible and 2 and 4 are compatible. So now we're gonna explain you that you gotta have the O-ring. This piece right here is a spacer, and this guy that seals where it sprays in, because otherwise you'll have fuel spraying to the side of this. So it's really important you have those components in the injector while you put it in, because this is keeps it from bouncing around. It's like a little shock. That's the O-ring that keeps the seal between the fuel rail and the injector, and right down here is the other piece that keeps the fuel from spraying onto the side while it's going into the intake or the head. Now we put him back in, and we're gonna try to connect actually this injector to this, and it's not gonna fit. You see, it won't line up because the plastic, once we start spinning it to slide it in, it won't line up. So that's why you cannot use that injector in there. And that's how injectors will be sitting in the rail, but into the you see, cylinder. We're gonna put him back in place, and we're gonna connect everything to show you how we put this back in. So you guide him and push it back in, make sure that this sits right like that, and we put the bolts in. And we tighten the bolts. Plug our injectors harness into it. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. There you go. So now we got all the injectors back in place, and that's how to take off and put in the injectors. Make sure you get the right injector for the right cylinder, otherwise, like I said, it won't fit on the connector and you will have problems returning it or trying to fit it. So that's why they make it different. 1 and 3 same, 2 and 4 same. Make sure for your car is the same thing. You want to make sure you get the right piece for the right cylinder. Make sure you buy the right piece and take your time on investigating what piece you need. And hopefully this video was useful, and we'll see you soon with more videos here on El Canal de Chano Jose.